Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but you know, life can be hectic right now. I want to do a quick update and then get into just a get ready with me and a little bit of product. Just talk about what's going on. So I did the Brad Mondo self haircut, and even though right now my hair is kind of frizzy, I really like it. It's added a lot more curl to my hair, a lot more bounce, and took off the dead ends. It feels lighter, it feels healthier, which is all I really wanted anyway. So, you know, it worked. Mr. Mondo's come out with a couple more videos. I'm not trying those. One is how to give yourself a haircut as a man, which is a very good tutorial and is exactly how I give my male friends haircuts. And the other one is how to give yourself bangs. It's also a really good one. Hang on a second, Sam's checking me out. He's watching YouTube Kids, and I hope we really don't get tagged. The second product that I really want to talk about right now is the third eye contacts. Said I was going to treat myself to some contacts, and I did. I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to put in the contacts that work the best. Unfortunately, I have a very bizarre prescription, so I had to get the prescriptions that were closest to my eyes. If your prescription is higher than, I think it's a negative 5.00 diopter, they only go up in 0.5 increments. So if you have if you need no prescription, get these. If you have a light prescription with like no stigmatism or anything like that, I highly recommend getting these. As I said, I'm blind as a bat without my glasses or some corrective lenses. My prescription is negative 7.25 in both eyes. They don't have negative 7.25. They have negative 7.00 and negative 7.50. So I get the negative 7.00 and don't go anywhere. So give me a few minutes. Well, it'll be a few minutes for me. It won't be a few minutes for you guys. And I'll be right back. So hi again. What I'm wearing is the HD line in black. You know, you're never supposed to mess with a redhead when her eyes turn black. Sci-fi has taught me that, if nothing else. So, I'm gonna do some, it's pretty simple makeup, and, oh dear. Another update, while I was trying to get my son to go to bed, he's 18 months old this month. He's practicing his independence. We had a collision between the back of his head and my nose, and you can tell from some of my other videos that, yeah, he broke it. It's a little bit more crooked now, but hey, you know, life of mom, it happens. You know, he didn't mean anything by it. He's too young to mean anything by it. So, you know, just my nose got broken for a second time, and it's, I might start doing more contouring on my nose to make it look less and more. The young man is, speaking of the devil, the young man is shutting the door. Okay. Another pause, and I'm going to go get my makeup and get this going. Hi. Alrighty, so hair's back. I love these little kitty cat things. So I've washed my face with the yensa CBD cleansing oil, which I tell you the truth, I absolutely adore. I even wash my hair with it, or excuse me, cleanse my scalp. I don't really wash my hair. Washing your hair is bad for your hair because it's, you know, dead. And conditioner, if it foams, it's for your skin. If it's doesn't foam, then it's for like your nails and your hair. That's my little piece of advice. And I've used the Peach and Lily Good Acids Pore Toner, which has actually hydrated my skin fairly well. You know what? I'm going to spray a little bit of the Pixi Glow Mist as a prep for my skin. Because I'm not going anywhere today. Yeah, for lots of reasons. One of them being that my car is in the shop. Yeah, car in the shop, lots of fun. It's going to be a $2,000 to $2,500 repair bill. I'm not looking forward to this. It is not fun. So as soon as the Pixi dries, I'm going to throw on some genuine iconic original illuminator and the farsalt glow liquid glass. Because my prescription is so heavy, I really should be wearing reading glasses to read stuff, and that has been the truth since I was in my mid-20s. So yay. So 1, 2, 3 drops of the iconic. Today's look, I'm hoping to get kind of a really light, natural, beachy type feel because I'm not going anywhere. I am going to put on some false eyelashes. 1, 2, 3, because contacts, why not? But also one of the reasons that I'm wearing my contacts is because of the lack of close-up vision. I can't do the things that I've been doing that have kind of allowed me to procrastinate on cleaning my house. Been having a lot of fun doing hand sewing projects. Right now I've been actually embroidering something for my son. I know, 18 months old, hand embroidering something with a hysterically accurate pattern. It is a historical pattern. It's a historical Anglo-Saxon pattern, and it's been a lot of fun. Basically, I've been, with my sewing projects, I have a lot of things that have not gotten done because, okay, right now I'm using the Luxie Periwinkle Precision Tapered brush to do my powder, and I'm doing the Everyday Vacay by London CK. And I know this seems a little weird because this is like it's not technically a powder brush. Oh, I love the way this smells. So, anyway, what was I? I'm just setting the illuminator. But, so, yeah, while we were in quarantine, or while we are in quarantine, since Colorado is in a safer at home situation, still quarantining myself, I decided that I was going to do what sewists call UFOs, unfinished objects. I had a whole bunch of quilting that I needed to get done from about the time I found out I was pregnant. And so far I have done the toppers for a Slytherin weighted blanket, a Minecraft weighted blanket, a Superman weighted blanket that actually was done a while ago as a topper. I just haven't gotten it weighted yet. Eyebrows next. Let's see. ID bareminerals. These things never go bad because there's no oils in them. And this is in Auburn. It's an eyebrow. My mirror. Anyway, where was I? And a, let's see, the Superman weighted blankets for my best friend. The Slytherin is for his middle child, youngest daughter. The Minecraft weighted blanket is for his youngest child, his son. And then I made it's a queen size top. It's queen size piece. Piece. For his mother, which is a really lovely pattern called the Colorado. And as soon as the quilt shops open up again, I'm going to keep them really busy. I don't like the color of that light. Let's change the color of the light. Let's keep it warm like that. There we go. And I have 2 more quilt tops to make. But every time I finish a quilt, I give myself a fun project to do. Now, the fun projects to do are going to end up being my next set of UFOs, as we like to call them. Unfinished objects. And when they're done, I'll do other things. So when I finished the Slytherin blanket, I made a hand-sewn medieval shirt for my son, which, being a medieval shirt, is going to fit him probably till he's 3. I may have to redo the sleeves occasionally, but yeah, it should fit in for a good long while. I seriously doubt there's going to be a Renaissance Festival in Colorado this year, but hey, he'll be ready for next year. We didn't make it last year, so just too many things going on at the time. Excuse me. Okay, so eyebrows are done. I am going to move my mic, actually. There we go. And then I'm going to go into the ibybeauty Enlighten eyeshadow palette. And I am going to have some fun. I've used some of this already. Just for kicks and giggles, I did a kind of drag look between the one of the other palettes that I had in this one. But I'm really wanting to do something simple, lovely, just, springy, festival-y, not really dark colored, but highly shimmering. So I'm going to start off with, what is that called? Moonstone, as a bit of a primer for my eyes. And I'm going to do this Jeffree Star style and go all the way into my nose, since the wonderful Mick Star doesn't have any eyebrows. He doesn't need to follow those. Oh, that's looking lovely. Okay. This is highly pigmented. And just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm liking that. Very light, very nice. And my shirt is just a little bit on the small side, unfortunately. Okay. Clean out the black out of this brush. I'm gonna go in with a, what is that called? It's hard to read them anyway because they're like metallic on white. And then I just, mud bath, which is this really nice, right there. It's a matte color. I'm just gonna go in and contour my eyes, create a, I'm going in at the same spot that my actual eye socket is, as opposed to where my crease is. Giving the appearance that my crease is higher than it is, which makes my eyes look bigger. Ha 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 ha. Okay. That's a little messy. No more messy than usual. I'm gonna go in with a blending brush and fix that. So let me find my blender. Okay. This is actually the Shanabi eye crease brush, but because it's a bigger crease brush, it makes a great blender for this particular technique. And this color just blends beautifully. I'm gonna go in and make it a little bit darker. Oh, these colors blend so beautifully. I'm loving it. Okay. Just a little bit more. Now, I'm going to be very careful with this that I don't end up blending it to make my eyes look droopy. So I'm going to go from corner of my eye up a little bit and kind of connect that with the eyebrow. So I get an up look. Go in and blend it again. Okay, and clean it up a little bit. So, let's see. Next, I'm going to take yoga pants, which is, yeah, I haven't cleaned my brushes in a bit. Not good. I'm going to take yoga pants, which is this color right here at the end, and lightly sweep that from the corner forward. I'm going to go all the way up into my crease try and continue that illusion that my eyelid is bigger than it actually is. Now, slightly hooded eyes because, well, you know, your eyes get more hooded as you get older. And that's why my maternal grandmother had 3 eyelets between the ages of 30 and 60. Now, if anybody's ever curious as to what Kelly Jean means, it's actually the names of my grandparents. And it's not the way that you probably would think. You know, oh, Jean is short for Eugene, and then Kelly is a perfectly reasonable girl's name, right? No. My grandfather, Kelly Hone Pettit Jr., actually didn't really have a name until he joined the Army during World War II. Up until that point, he was just Junior. Okay, so we got that going on. Get back to the makeup and then I'll get back to the story. So I'm going back into Mud Bath with this pencil brush by Lavish. It's part of their Neons collection. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to just go in and define my lower lid, my lower lash line a little bit. There we go. Clean that off and then I'll go in with the excuse me, the moonstone, and come in from the corner, blend that a little bit. So anyway, yeah, my grandfather's name is Kelly. Being dead doesn't change the fact that his name is Kelly. And my grandmother, Jean Francis. Perfectly reasonable names for the era that they were born into. They were both 60 years of age in 1983, which happens to be the year that they died. So, but the crux is that I was named after both of them. Well, technically, I was named after both of them and my aunt with my middle name. But, both absolutely amazing people, both very, very talented in the areas that they were exceedingly talented in. Airbrush, just going to blend everything again. Okay, so I'm going to go with Golden Light, which is a celestial shade, which means I'm putting it on with my finger. And I really should not use my middle finger, I should use my ring finger, because the ring finger is your least strongest finger, which means it'll do the least amount of damage. Oh, that's pretty. My grandfather was very instrumental in aerospace and aerospace, and my grandmother was consummate hostess, consummate seamstress, hostess. She was just it's hard to quantify everything that she was amazing at. So, but because of the two of them, I am very blessed to have a lot of knowledge in cooking. Okay, this is Ofra bronzer and Americano. In cooking, party hosting, sewing, makeup, fashion, and I gotta tell you that my grandfather was a bit of a feminist in his time. He knew that while the men of the businesses that he worked with, Martin, Marietta, Lockheed, Boeing, were very, were the ones who came down on the oh, that was a Moda brush, by the way, Moda contouring brush. Were the ones who came down on the final decisions. It was usually the wife who had the most control over the pocketbooks, even for the businesses, especially when they were small and starting out. So, one of the things that he did was, ooh, that is way too much blush, is he was very keen and very smart and adept in cooking and fashion and things that were typically considered women's jurisdictions, specifically so that he could talk to both members of the family, both parties, and get the best sales. He started out as an independent businessman building pneumatic tools for originally cars, which was his passion, and eventually going into aerospace, where the family story is that he was very instrumental in a lot of the early phases of what eventually became NASA, fixing a very major problem that saved a lot of lives by inventing a rivet gun that created a concaved rivet that could expand with the heat of the friction of leaving the atmosphere, as opposed to popping out and destroying the Saturn V rockets. So, yay! It's because of my grandfather that I originally wanted to become an astronaut. Unfortunately, oh, by the way, this is tartist dual-ended eyeliner, and I'm doing a tight line on my upper waterline. And this might be the only eyeliner that I use. But yeah, so that was my grandfather. He was a high school dropout. Everything he knew about aerospace engineering. He was instinctual. He probably learned a bit of stuff while he was going to officers training school during World War II to become a pilot, where he flew B-17s out of Italy and North Africa. But yeah, So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to throw on a very light coat of a waterproof, this is a really cheap mascara. It's Wet n Wild, Mega Volume, but it's waterproof, which is a very important thing. Get most of the I got some spatter. If you watch Wayne Goss will tell you to put on a very thin coat of a waterproof mascara and then curl your lashes, because it acts, well, my word's not his, but basically it acts like a curling lotion for your hair. Which helps the curl hold longer. It's really boring. So yeah, my grandfather flew bombing sorties during World War II out of North Africa and eventually Italy. And had as much fun as a young man can at war, you know. You spend a lot of your time when you're not, you know, you spend a lot of your time not thinking about what you're doing. And you spend a lot of time trying to get other people to not think about what they're doing. And then when everything's said and done, you know, you have a lot of good times to remember and you don't think about what you were doing. There's a lot of people nowadays who do things that they rather not think about, who end up going into medicine afterwards. And you know, it just helps them forget the fact that they were at war and harming people for a living. Here we go. Okay, I don't really recommend this particular eyelash glue. And if this doesn't stick the way that I want it to, I will do it the other way. When it comes to paint eyelash glue, what I actually prefer to do is to put it on like a eyeliner and then stick the eyelash on, because I feel that that gives it a better adherence. Now these eyelashes are Slay Bella, and I love the way they fit. I've never had to trim them down because they're actually rather small. The last one. So, yeah, so that's kind of, you know, my grandfather in a nutshell. He was an amazing man. I've got a lot of stories of his where he and the RAF guys out of North Africa were, nowadays we call it punking each other. They had they had motorcycle that they would steal from each other piece by piece by piece by piece and put back together. They had a macaque monkey who would go back and forth between the camps and just, you know, be a mascot type thing. And yeah, I know, I'm basically just cleaning house all day. The reason I'm putting on eyelashes is because why not? They're fun. And these sleigh bellas are so natural looking. Okay. This is the other way to do eyelashes. And it's not that bad because I know a lot of people who do basically this thing. And to create a double, what's called a double eyelid. Yeah, put them on upside down. That would be perfect. There we go. I'm gonna redo this one same way. I think that they stick, especially with this particular brush on, I think they stick better. Now, I should probably get into magnetic eyelashes because when it comes to brush eyelash glue, this is my preferred way. Also, my outer eyelashes curl up so badly. Sometimes this is the only way to get eyelashes on without sticking my own eyelashes to my lid. So, there we go. I like it. And as I said, I've never, I haven't trimmed these. They're beautiful. It is the Slate Bella, slatebella.com. I'll put my usual links in this. This is the 3D 19s, and they're like so natural looking. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna throw on top of that Mile High Club from Wanderer. Wanderer is one of my favorite makeup companies. I have a lot of Wanderer products, and the last Get Ready With Me that I did was a full face of Wanderer. Almost full face of Wanderer. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that right there. And Flesh in Hungry. Very natural looking color. So, as we say in the biz, the look is complete. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of mine. Like, comment, subscribe, and talk to y'all later. Bye.